Good morning once again. My name is Preye Birigeni, the technical manager for Jimcol Resources, Nigeria Limited. Today we'll be talking about Diverless Subsea services, a technology and cost imperative. We'll just have a look at them, and then I hope I'll be able to keep to the short time allotted. Okay, so just a quick one about Jimcol Resources. Jimcol is a Nigerian business. It's 100% Nigerian, and it was incorporated in 1990. Our core services are asset integrity, and we focus more on the topside and subsea segments. We currently provide topside and subsea asset integrity services to some of the major IOCs like Exxon, Chevron, as well as Oriental services. So about the slide, why are we having this discussion today? First of all, Diverless Subsea services, it involves remotely carrying out subsea services using technologies such as ROVs, which are remotely operated vehicles, and AUVs, autonomous underwater vehicles for subsea services. Over the years, these technologies have been in so much use worldwide in the oil and gas industry. So what it does, it takes away the safety hazards and risks that are involved in sending human beings, as divers under the water to carry out basic tasks. So let's have a look at what it entails. So our objectives after this presentation, the message we're trying to pass is we hope to promote discussions around the adoption of diverless services by the operators in Nigeria, as well as the regulators, the government regulators in the oil and gas industry space, and then also drive the message of developing in-country capacity, for this technology, in terms of having qualified personnel to operate this technology, and develop our in-country capacity to build this technology in Nigeria. So we could boost local content as we go. So let's look at some definitions. What are diving operations? Diving operations involves sending humans below the surface of the water to carry out different tasks. As we know, people do diving for various reasons. Some of them are recreational, and then some of them are oil and gas related, maintenance, exploration, and so on and so forth. So we do diving for different reasons. And then diverless simply means not sending humans in the water. So what it means is, instead of sending human beings in the water, you're sending ROVs or underwater vehicles and technologies that go under the water and do the same work that the human can do. So that's what we term as diverless operation. And then some of the applications where this technology can be put into use, subsea, looking at the oil and gas industry, for example, are stuff like carrying out visual inspection, seabed survey, cathodic protection measurement. So cathodic protection is a technology used for protecting subsea structures from corrosion, throughout their life cycle. Thickness monitoring, and then they also use ROVs for search and rescue operations. If we look at, I highlighted one of these applications, which is the alternating current field measurement. So in one of the slides, we'll just have a look at what that says, as an example. So why don't you send divers instead of these underwater vehicles? February 25th last year, there was an incident in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. 4 human beings were lost. They lost their lives carrying out a subsea inspection offshore Trinidad and Tobago. And what happened was they were sucked into a pipe after they went there to do a flange removal on a pipe, and they were sucked in, and eventually they lost their lives. That same task could have been done by an ROV easily and fast without having these fatalities. So there are many disadvantages in putting human beings in the water, such as fatalities, issues about the depth, the amount of work the human being can do, the endurance limits. For us, we can't compare ourselves with machines. So there are various disadvantages that need to be taken into consideration before sending humans to the water. And if you look at the Nigerian oil and gas industry space, much of our activities now are going deep offshore. So I think it's time we have the conversation about instead of putting humans in the water, we start looking at putting ROVs in the water, thus going diverless. Some major milestones that have happened in oil and gas industry worldwide using diverless operations. In Norway, they were able to complete a tie-in of an export line on the seabed, strictly diverless. No human was sent to the water. Some other milestones are enumerated there. Most of these happened in Norway, but we still have some of them that have happened in West Africa, which was done by Connector Subsea Solutions, where they did a deep water riser. They installed a deep water riser at a depth of 1,250 meters for BP in West Africa. Okay, so let's look at what is the benefit. What can we really save, from using a diverless mode instead of using the divers. So one of the technologies that can be applied using diverless operations is the ACFM, which is the alternating current field measurement. It can be used in place of magnetic particle inspection, subsea. And those of us that are into subsea inspection, you understand that magnetic particle inspection can be very time consuming. And then using ACFM, we can save a lot of time, cost, and get more productive in those operations. So this is just a table of showing the typical spend, what can be saved when we compare mobilizing a full dive team, meaning you're sending humans to the water, compared to when you're using a diverless mode of operation, meaning sending ROVs to the water. You can get almost half, you can save almost half of your cost of operation, as well as save time when you use a diverless mode of operation. So, conversation of adopting diverless mode of operations for our subsea services in the Nigeria's oil and gas industry space. And as Jimcol Resources, alongside our partners, we are ready to deploy this technology to our clients, those that are interested, as well as the regulators who may want to see how this technology can improve what is already existing by the first quarter of 2024. So if you need more information about any of what has been discussed in the slide, you can visit our booth at E22, and we have people there that will talk to you about it and get more information. Thank you very much.
Imperative, and my takeaway from